Jump in on the Victor Wembanyama conversation based on, I believe it was Woj who said on ESPN, and I think he's giving voice to a lot of people what are saying that Wembanyama is the greatest prospect maybe in the history of team sports is what he said. And I believe Damian Lillard was giving voice to people who think that's out of pocket because of LeBron. Now, you were in the league when LeBron arrived and everything that went down. What's your 2 cents on this conversation here?
Well, it's an opinion piece, and you were around too. You got to chance to see it. I think how can you say Kareem wasn't? Now we weren't there.
Yes,
but based on Kareem's high school and college career, think about it. They took the dunk away in college for Kareem. He's a 3-time National Player of the Year, MVP, 3-time champion. Lost 1 or 2 games in high school. Come on, coming into the league, this was like the next thing coming after Wilt. So it's hard really to say. Now, in relation to LeBron, I think when you look at LeBron coming in to the league, it was some questions about maybe could he shoot good enough at that point. He's playing against high school players. Would that translate over to the NBA? It wasn't about LeBron and his physical talent, and it was about those little nuances. With Victor, because he's been playing overseas against grown men, and he's shown the ability to endure the physicality, but he can shoot it from all 3 levels. The questions are not as intense about him transferring those skill sets to the league. And I think that's what a lot of people are looking at when they judge him, which is not wrong in that aspect. You know what I'm saying, Rich? Because if you were to take a 7'4" Victor Wembanyama and an 18-year-old LeBron James with some of those questions in today's game or back then, who would you take? Time size wins. Despite how great LeBron is. So I think those comparisons, and they're looking at that and they're saying what Victor can do, I think they're basing it on a lot of that because he doesn't really have, outside of being strong and maybe just adjusting to the NBA life, not a lot of flaws in his game early in his career.
Wow, you're right. I was around. I was doing Sports Centers. I think Stuart Scott and I did multiple Sports Centers after LeBron James high school games were broadcast live on ESPN. I was there. I was part of, if you will, the hype. And this is exactly similar to it. I mean, we're seeing some live games from France, right? So I'll just throw this to you to wrap the conversation. Is what was it like in the league when LeBron came in? Were you ready to show the kid something, or a bunch of veterans ready to show the kid that you're not in Akron anymore? Or is that what Wembanyama is going to face here? What do you think?
Well, it's always the case. Come on, man. I mean, because guys got egos, bro. I don't care if you're an established player or not, because Victor, LeBron, when he came in, had so much hype, you wanted to see what it was all about. And I appreciate it because being from Ohio, I got a chance to witness and watch him grow as a player in Ohio and the appreciation for who he was and his background. But, of course, you want to, as a veteran, a lot of times you want to show a younger player, and that's sometimes even a player that comes to your team, let alone somebody that has the hype that these two young men have or had for LeBron, that this is the league. But a young man like LeBron is special from he can compartmentalize what he needs to do and how to perform and not try to live up to that hype, but just be who he is. And I think that's what really allowed LeBron James that transition to come in and really be effective. Because think about it. He didn't come out and try to be Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant. He just wanted to be LeBron. And that's how he's always played. So that allowed him, and more importantly, Rich, his teammates to accept him. See, that's the key. Because of all that hype, even your teammates are like, they want to go at you in practice to see what you got. But if you're a consummate teammate, that makes the transition so much more fluid and easier for you to play the game because now you have your guys behind you that really support you because of the person you are and not the hype and the basketball player. And I think that's going to be very important. That's why culturally I think it's important where Victor ended up landing with a culture that will allow him to grow as a basketball player, mature as a young man, get taught how to play the game the right way. And San Antonio is one of the handful of organizations that's been stable for the last 20, 30 years.
Yeah. Pop is perfect for it. I mean, like, what a perfect thing.
Yeah.
Plus he also knows how to speak French to a star player. I mean, like, that's...
Well, he know how to curse him out in French, too. You know what I mean? He's very used to So, hey, Victor better get used to that. I tell you that right now.
I love it.
Because it's coming.
I love it.
I mean, Pop, you know how it is when you get older. And Pop is at the stage, too, where he just gives no F's. You know what I mean? He's older now. Like, okay, what you gonna do? If you don't like it, so what? How it's gonna get done? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be an interesting dynamic with them two this year.
Oh yeah. Normally you'd think 51 years of age difference is going to be a problem, but I don't think so. Half a century of an age difference. I don't think so at all.
Man.
That's funny.
I can't wait. It's great for the NBA from an international perspective.
Oh yeah.
And I think the young man, just based on his background, couldn't have more of a perfect fit to come in with an organization like that to learn how to be a pro. And I think that's what's most important. The skill set is going to be there. The game is there. But understanding what it means to be a pro at a young age with all of the expectations, to me, is one of the most important aspects of the growth of this young man.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.